Good morning, Mail-In crew. Happy Thursday. I'm your host, Brett Merriman. To my right, the lovely, the retail therapied up in her Sunday self-care clothes, crew neck. Sally deFries. Good morning, Sally. How are you doing?
I'm yawning. Very tired.
Very tired.
I was up all night with a sick toddler.
Oh, I was just like martinis and
No.
girls' night. No, sick toddler.
The hangover face is just as bad, though. Still puffy. Still don't look great. So sorry to the YouTubers out there.
Are you a jade roller in those situations?
You know, an ice roller probably would have been helpful, but I didn't really have time to do that this morning as my toddler was holding my hand and crying and also had a fever and chills.
Poor guy.
I was like force feeding him a waffle and like slapping mascara on my face at the same time. So parenthood's great.
Ready to roll.
Yeah.
Ready to roll.
Yeah.
Well, hope the Fritz man feels better.
Yes. I hope he does too.
I don't have a jade roller or ice roller.
I don't know that jade rollers really do that much unless they're actually cold.
They feel good though, right?
Yeah, but an ice roller is probably your best bet in terms of like deep puffing.
Okay.
But with the caveat of like, be careful, like don't freeze or burn your face, you know?
Ooh. I didn't even think of that as like a possibility. Just like you get off the rolling, you're just like look in the mirror, and it's red face. I do have some wind burn going from my recent ski trip. My lips are a disaster, but
yeah,
we'll figure that out.
you need some Cortisone. On the ice front of like frostbite, I know a guy who got a vasectomy and they told him to ice his balls.
Oh no.
But then they like went numb because he was icing them, and then he got literal frostbite to the scrot.
Oh.
So people getting vasectomies, watch out.
You could say he got blue balls.
Wow. You looked right in the camera for that one
Yeah,
too.
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yikes.
You're trying to make that the clip. You're gonna text Adam later and be like, make this
Hey,
the
Adam,
clip.
do that one.
Yeah.
It would do hundreds of views. Anyway, we are the mail-in. Anything else you want to get? We can get right into it today.
Yeah, we'll just hop right in.
Hop right in.
2 minutes in. This is the shortest intro ever. Let's do it.
No banter, just questions. Because we usually go for like 10 minutes and then we have to skip a question. So not today.
I'll try to think of some banter. Sorry about the yawning. I'm really sorry, you guys.
You're fine. Not today, mail-in crew. But we're going to answer some questions. If you want to ask us a question, subscribe first on iTunes, follow on Spotify, hit the hotline number 888-362-MAIL. That is 888-362-6245. A lot of voicemails came in over the week that I will have to listen to. Or you can write in at the link in the Twitter bio at Mail-In Podcast or in the description of this episode. Hit up the YouTube to watch us in lovely 6K. Thank you, Randy, for helping us out with that. That is youtube.com/mail-in podcast. Let's jump right in, Sally. Just a classic here. Here we go.
Okay.
Dear Sally and Brett, I'm a 25-year-old moving from Long Island, to San Diego for a great career opportunity. I am looking for the classic mail-in starter pack advice for a mid-20s, new job, and new city situation. A little context here is a hybrid office job. I will be staying at a hotel while I onboard and search for a one-bedroom apartment. I'm only bringing my car and clothes. I'm an active and social guy with 2 friends already in the city, and I am single, but will be focused on work and exploring a new city for a while before I'm looking for anything serious. Any advice is greatly appreciated. Keep doing what you're doing. Classic one right here. I have a couple things that are right off the bat, though.
I mean, he sounds pretty prepared, honestly.
He does. He's going to be just fine. He's already like...
He's fine. He's got
thinking
friends
about
there.
this.
The friends will tell you what neighborhood to live in.
I'm
I'm
right.
not going to tell you.
If I were you, I would go Pacific Beach.
Okay.
Or Mission Beach. That's like north of downtown.
Yeah.
And where my buddy lived. And
Okay.
he created he moved there, and I can't remember if he knew these guys before, but I went out to visit him, and they had like 60 friends that would hang out every weekend, do bay days, which are they would hang out, play volleyball, drink at the beach, and it was like, I was like, how did you build this? It was like literally a community of mid-20s and like early 30s kids. It was unbelievable. It was I was astonished. I actually almost told him to like call into the mail-in at some point. It was like, you
Just
did this. Yeah.
film a
Him
documentary
and his,
about it.
now fiance, who met in Saratoga, by the way.
Wow.
They fell in love at the shoe, which normally you don't do, but, so, one, I would say he's wants a one-bedroom apartment, maybe get a roommate if you're in a new city,
Yeah.
because if you're 25, you're, like, still kind of in, like, down to go out mode, like, you're not trying to be super adulty yet. Maybe some people are. Maybe find an apartment because you get something a little bigger, a little nicer, something closer to the beach maybe, because it's gonna be expensive in San Diego,
It's gonna be expensive, but I'm gonna go on the side of live by yourself
which is what I did too at 25. So, I get that.
just because I think that that's a perfect opportunity to, like, live by yourself and, like, you learn about a lot about yourself by
Mhm.
living by yourself, but also because I don't wanna deal with the hassle of finding a roommate in a new
Very
city.
very true, very true.
Unless one of your friends is like, "Hey, have a guy."
Yeah, have a guy. Here's a guy, because that's an easy way to just be like, "Alright," even if you don't love the guy,
Yeah,
automatic, like, "Okay, you wanna go grab a drink, or you wanna, like, talk about life, or you
yeah,
have a friend that I become really good friends with," and vice versa. So, I would say if a roommate is even close to being on the table, explore it at the very least.
okay,
Um, 2, I love that he's only bringing his car and clothes. That's what I did. Just buy stuff out there.
yeah,
Um Hybrid office job is gonna help because, like, I honestly, I would spend more time at the office right away, 1 for FaceTime reasons, and 2 for, like, maybe you meet a coworker who's cool and or has a friend group or something like that. Like,
yeah.
plug yourself in kind of immediately, um, which has the added benefit of scoring brownie points with whoever wants you to be in the office, right?
But on the flip side, having a hybrid office job when you move somewhere is really nice because you can, like, always take, like, Thursday off,
Oh,
and then you just
so
use that
nice.
day to, like, go explore your neighborhood and, like, go work at a coffee shop, down the street, and then just find your spots, you know?
Rachel has her office is,
Hybrid.
remote Monday, Friday,
Okay.
in
Oh,
office Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think
nice.
that is the ideal setup.
How hard are people working on the Monday, Friday, though?
A great question. I don't know. She's working hard.
Okay. Okay.
Um, but yeah, hybrid would be so cool.
Yeah.
We're at
You
Wash Media.
basically work a hybrid job,
We're at
Brett. Come
Wash
on.
Media grinding 5 days a week, Sally.
Okay, Brett, come on. Y'all are barely here on Friday.
Um,
Randy's here on Friday.
we're all here on Friday.
All right. Are you gonna be here this Friday?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'll
Oh yeah.
believe it when I see it. It's
What? I'm
live stream
always here on Friday.
live stream you being at work on Friday.
Okay, I'll touch you from my desk.
Okay.
We have since gone to working on Fridays, and, like, we used to be like, come in at 11, leave at 3 on Friday. Now we're
Mhm.
like, it's a Friday's
I
become
know
a
that
full
Will
day.
works hard on Friday,
Yeah.
so, he's probably got you 2 here working hard on
Oh,
Friday.
I'm very, I mean, unless it's like a literal vacation or something like
Yeah.
that, but, um, or if we golf and it's like with Dylan and Dave and our buddies,
Yeah.
like,
I
but yeah,
I don't have
we're
a
here on,
hybrid work situation.
yeah,
It's hard to
no,
do a medical
medical
job from
things.
home, like, patient care job.
Um,
But props to that guy.
yeah,
Sounds
props to this
tight.
guy. I think you got it figured out. I mean, we're gonna say the classics. Plug in with your friends who are already there. Plug in with your work people. Like,
Become a regular at your neighborhood coffee joint
a lot of the times, like, I think
slash
back to
bar.
college, or I think back to New York when I lived there, it wasn't like the immediate person that I became friends with. It was
That person
their
connects you
circle.
with other
Yeah,
people that you end up liking more than that person.
correct. They
Always.
become and they'll always be, like,
They're
around,
the
but
bridge.
they're the bridge, they're the plug, if you will.
Yeah.
Randy, any advice for this 25-year-old single dude in San Diego?
No. I don't know, get a roommate. It's San Diego, I think it's gonna be expensive.
It is. It's very expensive, but
Join a group is always I
yeah,
was
join a
saying,
group,
like,
play
something fun.
volleyball, run on the beach,
Go
work
well,
out.
yeah.
You're 25 and in California, everybody's gonna be really fake but really nice.
Yep.
And a lot of the dudes there
I
who are
mean,
transplants are gonna be really cool. Like my buddy Adam was. He wasn't fake though.
to quote my cousin who lives in San Diego,
Mhm.
who's I think about to go to college. Will and I asked him a couple years ago. We were like, where do you want to go to school? Like whatever. He's like, Like probably in Montana or
Mm.
Washington. Just everyone here's so fake.
Oh, dude.
Just like no one's real. We're like, okay.
Nobody's real, dog.
Okay.
That's deep, man. Does he like does he shred though?
He totally shreds, man.
Does he? Oh, that's kind of sick.
Yeah. Oh, I was
Where'd
just
he go?
I think
It's
he's a senior in high
Australian.
school. Yeah.
Oh, he's still in high school?
Yeah.
That's kind of sick though.
I saw him a couple weeks ago.
You already
He's
knows
still
nobody's real.
complaining people are fake, you know.
Damn, dude. That's
He
fucking-
definitely like this is a couple of years ago when we went to San Diego to visit, and
Mhm.
this is one when I realized like Snapchat was back because
Okay.
he and my other cousin were like texting people on Snapchat, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?"
Dude, Snap is so back.
But they definitely that was also right at the culmination of like skinny jeans becoming chuggy, and like I think they
Mm.
both looked at me and they were like,
Oh,
"Our cousin, who is 14 years older than us, is a total loser."
oh
Like,
no, because if it becomes chuggy in Texas, it's been chuggy in California
for
for
a
like
very long time.
year and a half.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I left that meeting being like, I am not
oh
cool
no.
at all.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Dude, you're not real.
I'm just not real, bro.
Sally, can I interest you in some brown butter shrimp with bacon and Brussels sprouts?
Sure.
Or how about some fig and prosciutto pita pizzas?
I had a delightful pork chop meal this week. I also have a chicken soup. It's like a tortilla soup, but I think it's called like the chicken fiesta soup. It is bomb.
I'm an ancho chicken soup guy myself. From our
Maybe it was
friends
that.
over at Green Chef. Elevate your everyday wellness with the #1 meal kit for eating clean and discover new gut-friendly recipes each week. You can choose from 80+ flavor-packed options, including new calorie-smart recipes and wellness bundles. You can also easily customize your meals to suit your lifestyle, Sally, with preferences like keto, plant-based, Mediterranean for a guy like Will deFries,
Mm-hmm.
who's on the med diet, gut and brain health, calorie smart, quick and easy, protein packed, or gluten free. They give you the tools to be your own boss.
To be your own boss. I was my own boss because I made this pork chop meal.
Mhm.
It was delicious.
Mhm.
It was like a bowl, and Will had it too. And it was like a bowl harvest salad situation, and I just did not include the pork chop on his.
Mhm.
Noted pescatarian.
Sure.
Took double meat for myself, double protein gains.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn. Little Pesco over there just giving you the gift of gains.
Yeah.
That's sick.
It was a delight, actually.
It is
'Cause
so
then
fun.
I had the rest of it the next day.
I like how it comes in like a little box
Uh-huh.
and the ingredients are for like all 3 meals sometimes. And you like it's like kind of going to the little grocery store. You're like, "Ooh, I need this
just
carrot.
grab
Oh, I
your
need this potato.
Bag
Oh,
out.
I need
yeah.
this little like sauce."
And then they show you how to plate it
They do.
beautifully.
They do. I've become a much better chef and a much cleaner eater thanks to our friends over at Green Chef.
Do you feel like you're on the bear when you're making your
No, I never watched The Bear, so I get the cultural references. Ho ho.
I haven't seen it
Yes,
either,
chef.
actually.
Yes, chef. Oh my gosh.
Another chef show, if we want to bring it up, Next
Mhm.
Level Kitchen.
Mm.
I feel like Gordon Ramsay would be proud of these meals. The
Well,
ones I'm making at home with Green Chef is what I'm saying.
That's right. If you want to start somewhere to eventually end up on one of Sally's shows,
Next Level Chef.
start here with
Yeah.
our friends over at Green Chef. Go to greenchef.com/60mail and use code 60mail to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Again, greenchef.com/60mail and use code 60mail to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Green Chef's the #1 meal kit for eating well, Sally.
That's so great. I am going to plug Next Level Chef again, actually.
Plug it away.
Have you seen the show?
No.
This is the banter that we were going to do earlier.
Okay.
Okay.
What's
It's
it
the
What's it
most
on?
absurd. It's on Fox?
Wait, is this the one where they literally climb like a tower?
Correct.
Okay, yes.
Filmed in
I haven't
Vegas.
seen this, but
There's 3 levels.
Yeah.
Level 1, the basement. Level 2, middle kitchen. Level 3, top-notch kitchen. It's Gordon Ramsay and 2 other chefs I've never heard of. I'm sure they're good, whatever.
Mhm.
They have teams, and you like draw for where you cook. the basement one sucks. It's
like a microwave and
it's like shitty tools, dull knives. Like you could start a
Oh.
grease fire at any time.
throw Randy and I down there. We were in college one time.
Yeah,
Easy Mac
exactly.
and Stouffer's French fried
Correct.
pizzas.
Then you like middle levels like a normal like industrial kitchen, and like the top level's got like every like sous vide situation you can think of. So as you perform well, you get to like go up levels.
Oh,
But
okay.
I think that they're contracted to say like next level or like level up a certain amount of times per episode, because they'll be like, okay, gang, what are we gonna do for this dish to level up? And you're like,
Damn.
Gordon, like chill out. Do you get paid every time you say next level? Like
This
dish is
maybe
next
he does.
level.
I have I have an issue, not an issue. I'm so out of the network TV like mass consumption show loop now that it just
Oh, you're just too good for CBS.
No, it's not.
America?
It's just.
I'm not too
like,
good for it.
processed TV.
It's processed TV.
Hey,
Yeah,
Randy,
dude,
I have to ask.
people are
what's-
just fake.
it's
What's probably the most watched network in your parents' household?
Oh, I have no clue.
Do you think it's CBS?
You'd have to break down the shows to me. Whatever had CSI
And
that
Young
wa-
Sheldon? I bet it's
Yes.
CBS. CBS is the cornerstone of Middle America.
Is that
okay,
is that like 2.5 Men and like
Yeah.
correct.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
Yeah,
I
Big
think
Bang Theory,
I think
CBS. Yeah, for
CBS
sure.
is America's most watched network, right?
But
like actually,
I'm telling you, Midwest people love CBS.
I know
Okay.
it's network TV. I mean, it's
Will's parents, I come home, it's on CBS. They're recording Young Sheldon. They're recording, whatever
Yeah.
other show that CBS shows. I have no idea.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I say this as a guy who watches Hallmark movies every Christmas,
Yeah.
like a lot of them, with my
I don't
grandma.
watch a ton of like network TV, but I do watch Next Level Chef. It came, it came on. It came on.
That's where it
after the-
starts, Sally. As you're
Yeah.
gonna turn 40 and be like, you know what, that other show looks pretty good, and then it's just gonna
Well,
be
here's what I'm going to say, okay? Because I like cooking competition shows,
Of
okay? I
course.
was a noted Top Chef lover. Next Level Chef, we started watching because it came on after the Super Bowl like 2 years ago.
Well, they got you.
Yeah, they got me.
They got you with the lead
reeled
in.
me in. It is nice because as much as I like Top Chef, it can be a
Mhm.
little pretentious, okay?
Sure.
Next Level Chef has professional chefs, also social media chefs,
Mm,
and
yeah.
home cook chefs. Home cooks.
How do you find a home cooked
I mean, these
chef?
people like,
like
audition
apply
for it.
audition? Okay.
Yeah. Mhm. Mhm.
That's I just
And they're all like playing against each other.
Yeah.
And it's not like just the professionals who are really good. So
so,
I enjoy it.
I will give it a chance.
Mm-hmm.
We like my family, we were big like American Idol back in the day, like 2004 American Idol. But now
Was
I mean,
American
some of the
Idol was Fox,
shows-
right?
that was
Yeah.
Fox. Some of the shows that are coming out now, like the Masked Singer-esque stuff. I'm just like, come on, guys. Are we here as a society
Yeah, we are there.
where we're
though.
guessing like the guy who plays Carlton on Fresh Prince is like, like
That was a
Are we
good
there?
tangent. Let's just bop to the next
yeah,
question.
you're up.
Okay.
Next chef, Top Chef, Sally deFries.
No, it's Next Level Chef. Okay.
That's right. That's Top Chef.
Hey, Brett and Sally. Brett, this question is mostly for you. Great. I'll just sit this one out. I'm just kidding.
This question was supposed to be last, so we can do it now. Though.
We're doing it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
I saw you went on a ski trip to Brighton, Utah. I'm heading there next month on a guy's trip to celebrate a close friend's 30th birthdays. Oh, multiple 30th birthdays. Sorry. Would love to hear any and all recs you have for skiing trip, logistics, opera things, etc. As none of us have been before. For further context, there are 10 of us going. We rented a ski on, ski off house at Brighton Resort, and we are staying 5 nights from a Tuesday to a Sunday. Wow. That's a good sized trip.
Great trip.
We're all varying levels of skiing from novice to expert, and with a few kids on the way for the squad this year, expect the vibes on this trip to skew a little more rowdy.
I read that at first. I was like, oh, a couple kids on the trip. Oh wait, no, they're doing like a baby
No,
moon kind
it's
of
like
thing.
I'm assuming is it all guys or guys and girls?
That makes a difference.
Would love to hear your thoughts on how we do this trip right. Thanks.
Love that. Brighton's a really fun mountain. So I got back on Monday from Brighton. 2 years in a row we've done it in varying lengths, but the same. I wonder if they're staying at the same house we're at. There's very very few options in Brighton for ski in, ski out. It's not a built-up resort. It's one of
Yeah.
the ones that still has basically a base lodge and a ski patrol hut with a bar on top of it. Like
Yeah.
that's what you get at the base of Brighton. And there's like one neighborhood that provides ski in, ski out through the trees,
Okay.
and it's like 7 houses. It's a very small resort, but it's very fun because of that. The lines are always manageable. The parking can be a disaster, but you're going to be there anyway, so it's going to be fine. So, um, trip logistics, super easy to get to. It's like 40 minutes from the airport. You can be on the mountain in an hour after you land, like my cousin did, which was awesome. Um, the skiing is incredible. It's not very beginner friendly. That's the one kind of thing. If you're a true beginner, there's not a lot of terrain for you, but there's a lot of like easier blues, if that makes sense, and kind of
Mhm.
middle blues. So I'd suggest getting your novice friends up to speed if you can, because there's a lot of blue terrain.
Can I get a lesson?
I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
Um,
That's my tip for the
yeah,
novices.
there's a lot of children on the mountain too. Like
Yeah.
you can figure it out pretty fast. Even the blues are like very wide and very forgiving.
Yeah.
Um, it's an awesome thing. You can find if you're an advanced skier, you can find really fun stuff off piste or off under the rope kind of stuff if you want to. That all kind of brings you back to the same lifts. Now, it's it's a smaller mountain. There's only really 4 lifts that take you on Brighton. So, what I would suggest is since it's literally attached to a mountain called Solitude, is if you have a pass, like an icon base pass,
Yeah.
you can go to Solitude for free. It's all considered one mountain. Now, what it does is it does use up one of your days. If you have like a 5-day pass, it does use up one of them if you switch resorts.
Okay.
Um, but if you have the unlimited, you can bop over, bop across, no problem. And Solitude has a little bit more of a little village at the bottom
Okay.
and a bar called the Thirsty Squirrel, which gotta hit the Thirsty Squirrel. Now that's an opera option. The other opera option is at the base of Brighton called Molly Greens. Highly suggest everything about that. Get a Molly's milk, which is Kahlua, coffee, Bailey's, and a bunch of alcohol. I don't know if it's alcohol or excuse me, vodka or rum or something like that, but they make them real strong
Wow.
with a big dollop of whipped cream on the top. Very good. Um, and yeah, it's we did a lot of like bringing your own fun. We
Mhm.
had 14 people there, made dinner at the house each night, and it's not like a park city. Like, you're not going to bars, getting rowdy all night. If you are, it's for opera from, like, 3 to 6 kinda thing. Um, so, yeah, I think it's one of those things. If you wanna hang out at the base of Solitude, there's a couple more options as far as bars and restaurants go, and there's a shuttle that brings you back and forth between Brighton and Solitude. You just hike back up to your place, um, or know that you're just gonna get rowdy at the house, hit the hot tub, do all that kinda stuff, play cards, get hammered like we did. So,
Fun.
it's not a Park City mountain. It's not a Vail. It's not a Breck. Like you're bringing a lot of your own fun, but the skiing's fantastic, and there are options for dinner and après, and just not a ton
Lovely.
of them.
Have
So
fun.
have fun, have a blast. But yeah, Molly Greens at the base of Brighton, and the Thirsty Squirrel at the base of Solitude are my 2 like gotta hit.
Okay. Must
Oh,
hit.
and then from a run standpoint, Great Western Lift is all the way to the left at Brighton and takes you to some of the most fun terrain I've ever skied. And then the Summit Lift at Solitude, same kind of thing. Those are my 2 skiing wrecks.
Wow.
Do the next one.
Yeah.
Hello to my favorite mail-in hosts. My girlfriend and I have been dating for about 4 months now. Needless to say, we're super into each other, and I do foresee us moving in together down the line. However, this brings up some anxiety. I've always been a guy who absolutely values my alone time, as historically speaking, I have been a loner. Not in an unhealthy or bad way, just appreciate the peace and quiet. When she's over on the weeks that she has off, she works 7 days on, 7 days off in healthcare. I sometimes get a feeling that I have to be entertaining her 24/7. I know this actually isn't the case, but this brings me to my question. How do you find alone time when you live with a partner? Is there a nice way to basically say that I need a few hours to do my own thing? I feel this
You
guy.
you let them get a goon cave.
Yikes.
I didn't know what that was. Okay. And then I looked up what it was.
Yeah.
And thank God I wasn't at work when I did that.
Yeah. It's one of those things that I think we joked about, and then we looked it up and we're like, oh,
No, we definitely joked about it. And
goon
then I
caves
got
are
made
not
fun
like
of
just
for
like a
not knowing about it. And then,
yeah.
no, literally, now that we have a house, Will literally has the upstairs as his, like, he goes up there and plays FIFA. And I go
He's a goon
read.
cave.
He's got a goon cave. No, I mean, it's a little more difficult when you like, this was a problem for Will and I when we lived together in our first apartment that was a 1-bedroom because there's not a lot of like areas to escape to.
Your world is their world.
And this happened to coincide like right at the beginning of the pandemic. So like we were both home a lot and like needing some time. And we had just gotten married. So I think it's important to, I think Will had told me probably around this time, he was like, I need some time by myself. And like, part of me was like, I want to be offended, but then I was like, I also like to nap. So like, I'm going to nap. You're going to do your thing. Like, it's going to be great. It's hard to put that to a partner like 4 months in because they're like, what the hell? You know?
Sure. And like, I think we're losing something. Like 4 months in, you're still kind of honeymoon phase in it. Like the moving in is down the line here.
Right.
I would imagine.
But I think having anxiety about something like this, about like not having time, is normal and also like kind of wasted energy because you're like, unless it's something that maybe you're nervous about like telling her that, but like just carve out time for yourself and then just like make it known. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If you have especially if you have hobbies that take you away from your apartment or house. So like example, Drew, my brother-in-law, loves playing tennis. So he plays tennis like a couple times a week. That is like his alone time. And it's very known that like Drew's playing tennis on Tuesday, Thursday, and probably Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I would, if you don't have a hobby that includes you getting out of the house, like get one and have your alone time that way. When Will and I first started dating and like, especially when we were living in the same place for the first time, like he would like, it would even be as simple as like going and running errands or like he took up fly fishing for a little bit. Now it's going to record stores. It's like whatever it is that mine is the opposite. Like I don't need to leave the house. I'm like, hey, I'm going to go lay in bed and read and like, don't talk to me.
I was going to say, there's something like being alone together can exist. Like you can have Sports Center on, be in your phone for, a couple minutes and just like look, just be alone with yourself, even though your partner's on the couch next to you. Now there's like a limit to that. You can't be in your phone all day. You can't be in your laptop all day.
Right.
But as long as you communicate that you're like, hey, sometimes I need alone time. Like I have this thing and I have this anxiety because I love just sitting on the couch for 30 minutes, mindlessly watching Sports Center and just really clearing my head of everything.
Yeah.
And so like I get this anxiety. Now it's like communicating that and just say, hey, I like having this space or this time in bed to myself or on the couch to myself and trying to I get where he says, is there a nice way to do it? Like I think it's just being upfront and being open and being honest and communicating. Like
I do think if you have a hard time with this and you're nervous about like telling her or don't know how she's going to react, having a physical barrier helps make it easier.
Sure.
Will and I have realized like when we're sitting on the couch together watching TV and we're both on our phones, like it makes the other person anxious, being like, what are you doing? Like, why are you on your phone? What are you looking at? Who are you texting? Like versus like when I'm like, hey, I'm going to go read and I just like put that out there.
Like
I just
physically are in a different room.
Physically move myself, or Will be like, I'm going to watch soccer highlights on the iPad and I'm putting headphones on. So like, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
It's like little things like that kind of make it like, if you can't get space from them, aka you're in a 1-bedroom apartment, giving yourself some sort of physical barrier, whether it's headphones and you're listening to a podcast, or you move yourself to the bed or to the couch or whatever, can help at least make it more of a like in their head alone time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
and I think that all came about because Will and I were in this house, in this apartment together in the pandemic, and I was always around, and Will felt like I was just there, like watching him do stuff. When
You're like, I was.
because at the time it was like I wasn't going into work that much, and I was similar to this girl in healthcare. Like, it's not like I have stuff to do when you're not at the hospital.
Yeah,
Like,
so you don't
you're
have like
done. Like,
your work laptop doesn't do a whole lot.
right.
at
So
home.
like Will would be like randomly doing work, and I would just be
Mhm.
sitting there, and he'd be like, "You're always here." Like,
So he's so funny. He does that to Randy now too.
yeah.
He'll just look over at Randy, just be like, "Stop looking at my screen," even though Will's just like making a meme.
Yeah. So anyway, it helped when he was like, would put on headphones and be like, I'm going to watch.
Whatever it might be.
It all started because I started going to bed early,
Mm-hmm. Good for
as
you.
I do, because I like to sleep. And I think I was pregnant with Fritz at the time. And I was like, it was hard for me to sleep because I could hear the TV. And so he connected his Bluetooth headphones to our TV.
Oh,
So he literally be like, I'm watching TV, and put his headphones on. And I'd be like, cool.
I love that.
But I mean, I think that is growing in a relationship. It takes time to be comfortable being by yourself.
And totally. And I think
Around
there's
someone.
some pressure too here. Like they're 4 months in. She's 7 days on, 7 days off. So that 7 days off, 4 months in, you're very much still like trying to like you're in like a dating, like you want to do things, you want to entertain, you want to still like there's like still courtship involved,
Yeah.
right? So you want to be. It's like kind of having a long distance relationship. Like the days you do get, you want to be firing, you want to
Yeah.
be dating, you want to be doing like this, you want to be doing that, and it's like that. I say it fades. It's just you start to mature in a relationship and do different things,
Yeah.
like being alone together or like
Right.
hanging and just.
But I
chilling.
think setting a standard early is a good idea. You can just say like, hey, I'm going to go decompress.
Yeah.
And like the best communication Will and I have ever had is like when he's sitting there being like, what are you doing on your phone? And I was just looked up at him and I was like, I need 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I need 20 minutes to
Just
look at Instagram mindlessly.
Instagram Reels. Boom.
Let me be.
Yeah. And then once that happens, it's like, oh, okay. Like we're comfortable with each other, just being like
Yeah.
in our own space for a second. And then maybe if you want to like put something at the end of like, hey, at 3:00, let's go for a walk, just you and I, like and we can talk or whatever, or we have like, let's go to this dinner spot tonight or grab a drink at 5. But for the next 27 minutes, I'm going to be in my world.
Yeah.
You can be in your world and just.
And
we'll
like,
come back.
don't have anxiety about it because you think maybe right now, because you're in the honeymoon phase, that your relationship's going to look like this forever. Because like we just said, it's like, this is going to already come naturally. So you don't have to like worry about the future that you're never going to get alone time again being with someone.
There you go.
Because then you'll be 10 years down the road and you'll want to be apart from each other.
Exactly.
Not me.
Not you.
Next one.
Let's do it.
Last week I caught up with a friend for drinks. We ended up having 3 martinis each. Tight. She said she loved me, and I said it back. And then she invited me as a +1 to a wedding. We left and kissed outside, which sort of shocked us both. I told her I'd had a crush on her, but it had subsided, and she said she'd never considered me being into her. We went and walked her dog, got pizza, and kissed more. At the end of the night, we agreed it'd be best to stay friends. And I texted her the next morning saying I probably shouldn't go to the wedding. A week later, I'm second guessing myself, and my friends are telling me to go for it. For context, she's moving to Miami this summer. Hoping my favorite podcast therapist can weigh in as this is really tormenting me.
As it should be.
So they had like a full-blown friends to lovers moment. They're like,
and
let's
admitted
make out.
Feelings, like they said they loved each other.
We love each other. We're going to go walk your dog, have this whole domestic scene, make out a little bit more, and then be like, JK, this is a mistake. We're going to be friends. Bye. That's it?
No.
Okay.
Randy had the best reaction of he just goes, "What?"
I almost fell on my chair. I said, "We'll just be friends." Like,
Okay.
what?
I need to
This
know
is
how
a
that
classic miscommunication trope from a
Yeah.
romance novel. And let me just say, your girl has been, hold on, let me just get comfortable in my chair real fast. Okay. Your
Ooh,
girl's
okay.
been taking down some rom-com novels lately. Okay. So I am well versed. No, this is, in my opinion, I could be wrong. Okay.
This is like at the table where like she looks and he's looking away, and then he looks and she's looking away, and it's like, but if they just looked at the same time, they would fall in love. And it's like,
well, they already fell in love.
but then they
'cause
did. They
said
said it.
Here's what happened, okay? In my opinion,
Oh my
and I
gosh.
could be wrong. Maybe they're just two pragmatic adults, but in the romance
Mhm.
novel world, what
In the
happened was
space.
they were a friends to lovers situation.
Mhm.
They crossed that fourth wall
Threshold.
here, and
Yeah.
then we one of them freaked out and was like, what
Whoa.
if like, oh shit, I'm moving to Miami. Like, what if something happens? I'm afraid of commitment. She's got her demons. He wants to be there for her. It's like
Yeah.
anyway, there's just so many things I could say right now. But all I'm going to say is, yes, you need to reach back out and be like, I fucked up. I want to take you to dinner.
Grand
Right.
gesture.
Yeah. Well, I
Right.
mean, you could grand gesture, or, we're in 2024. You could just take her to dinner and be like, listen,
You can minor gesture.
this is how I feel about you. Like, how do you feel? Please be honest with me. Like, I want this. I don't.
Yeah.
Here's the problem for me. Here's
Okay.
my caveat.
Okay.
Because we live in this world of like watching Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce literally live out like a romance novel in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
Sometimes we let our friends dictate our own feelings. Okay. So what I'm
Okay.
saying is maybe he really did feel when they ended the martini pizza night. He was like,
That sounds
okay,
so tight.
got that. Yeah, exactly. Got that out of my system.
Okay.
But like, what a great girl, love her, but I do really want her as a friend. And then he told his friends this, and they were like, what the hell? They had the exact same reaction we did. They're
Right.
like, you are meant to be together. This is a romance novel. Like, this is like a romantic comedy movie. You
Yeah.
need to go make
Advice
a
for
big.
thee, not for me, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And then that conflates with your own feelings, and then you're like, oh shit, no, maybe I should date her. Like, maybe I need to make this happen. So you really need to sit down with yourself and think, like, how do I actually feel?
Yeah.
Do I love her? Like, do I still have a crush on her? Do I want to be with her? Like, if she wasn't moving to Miami,
What does this look
would
like?
I
Yeah.
still be pursuing her? And especially if it's like your best friend, like,
Yeah.
you need to really sit and think with it, and not cloud yourself with the what ifs. Like, what if we fuck this up and stop being friends? What if we, like, do this and that? Just sit down and really think about how you feel about her.
Okay.
And then take her to dinner and tell her those things, because
I
she
like that.
deserves to hear it. Whether it's like, hey, I did have a crush on you. I don't feel that way anymore. I don't want this to mess up our friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, I actually am in love with you and like want to date you / marry you and like have your kids
And run away and
yeah, and, like,
move to Miami
and like have a Taylor Swift song being playing in the background. But
Ooh.
just sit with yourself and don't let anybody like cloud your judgment, and also don't let the anxiety of like what might happen also cloud your judgment. Because I think what happens when people are male and female friendships,
there it is.
and one of them or both of them love the other person,
Ah.
they're so afraid of something happening, ruining that friendship. And the reason they're afraid of something happening and ruining that friendship is because they actually are in love with each other, and they don't want to stop having the other person in their lives.
Yeah, it's the classic. I mean, you're like at level 5, and you're either going to level 10 or you're going to 0. And
But-
and so, are you comfortable with level 5 forever when you don't know if you need to? What?
How are we gonna level up?
Okay.
How are we going to level up this dish? But my point is, like, if you meet a random person at the bar,
Yeah.
and you're like, wow, I'm so enthralled with this girl. Like, I want to take her on a date. I want to marry her, blah, blah, blah. The stakes that you're not thinking ahead of like, what if I date her and then we break up in a horrible breakup like 4 years from now and like we are never in each other's lives? You don't think that because you just met this person or you saw them on an app or whatever.
Yeah.
The fact that they're your friend makes you overthink things and be like, well, what if this doesn't work out? And then 4 years from now, we're not friends. Okay. You tried.
You tried. You can't live life scared.
Yeah.
You can't live life hesitant. You got to live like.
Picture Brett being the guy in the romance novel that is sitting next to you at his neighborhood spot. He introduced himself via the bartender and the triangle method that he always.
Triangle method. Great method.
Now he's giving you life advice. You can't live life scared. And then you run to the airport. She's catching a flight to Miami. You get through security because you bought a $5,000 plane ticket to wherever just to get to the gate. You know?
Just to get to the gate.
And you just let it all out there. And then y'all make out in front of the gate before she boards the flight.
Like she's already.
But she boards the flight because she like has to go to her job. But then you go to Miami like next weekend to like spend the weekend with her.
And it looks bleak, but then like guess who got on the flight too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Randy hates
Yeah,
us.
you just like FaceTime or send a text nowadays.
I
But
know
that's
that,
not grand
Randy,
enough,
but-
Randy. It's not grand enough. Golly, tell me you haven't grand gestured without telling me you haven't grand gestured.
God. You know, I was thinking about this recently because as a person who reads a lot of romance novels, I'm like, damn, I want this to be my life. But actually, it was my life.
You did.
I did romance novel. Everyone's got a romance novel situation in their life. You just have to open your eyes and see that you had the romance novel situation in your life.
Agreed. Let's get pragmatic for a second here.
Okay.
Practical, if you will. You got to reach back out.
Yes.
You don't have to say some grand text, some like just, hey, can we re-catch up? Now we're back at dinner, we're having a martini or two, and just be like, hey, we had a 24 hours where things went quickly and feelings were said that I didn't have processed. Well, now I do. And I'd like to, at the very least, still be your plus one. Because worst case scenario, you just have fun with it. And you have fun with a friend who you like to make out with, who you love, who you like to drink martinis with. That's just a fun wedding date, right? And then if you go in the weeks ahead of that and it gets more fun and you hook up and all of a sudden we're talking about mom and dad and having a whole discussion about things that are like, whoa, that's a little deep, then you do that. And then you're setting yourself up to kind of go one or two ways with it. She's going to move to Miami and like maybe you just, I don't know, have fun with it until then. But then you're setting yourself up for, I guess, hurt if you don't.
Just live your life without thinking of the future.
That's the thing. Yeah, you have to be present. You have to be present.
You can't let a future possibility keep you from being in the present.
Preach. That's my girl right there, Sally. Be present. Be in a rom-com.
Be in your own romance novel. Be the heroine or the hero of your own romance novel.
Your voice is the soundtrack of my summer.
What?
It's a heroine, right? Boys Like Girls?
Sure.
No, that's Thunder.
Brett, I don't.
I'm doing song lyrics.
Okay, I got it. I thought you were just making up a line from a romance novel. Sounds pretty romantic. Okay, should we do the next one? I think we nailed that. Please keep us updated.
Yeah, we need to know that one.
I need to know.
Sally would prefer it in like chapter form.
Yeah. Dual point of view, so I need her point of view too, and then we'll trade off.
Maybe just send her this question. Be like, yo, I listened to this podcast the other day.
I think it was about us.
I think it was so good.
So
just be
good.
like, I think you would like this. And then she gets to question number 4 and she's like, wait a second, that sounds really familiar. What? Whoa.
I'm just thinking like Sally said about like your friend. If I had a friend that had a crush on his best friend, they're like, wait, hold on, it finally happened. And they're like, oh, we're just going to stay friends. I'd be like so mad at him.
Yeah. But
like,
at the same time,
telling me the whole time you like love this girl.
Right.
Then
friends are helpful. And they know you, so they can like push you in the right direction, but don't let them talk you into something that you aren't fully convinced of.
Correct. I feel like a hero and you are my heroine is the lyric I was trying to get. Remember that song?
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Boys Like Girls.
Okay.
They also sing Thunder, which was, anyway. Hey, everyone. My girlfriend and I have been together for about 3 years. Lately, it seems she has been becoming more helpless. She'll complain about an issue that has a simple solution. She'll complain about having a headache or having the hiccups. I'll remind her to drink water, and she'll be fine very quickly. She doesn't like parts of her body, so I suggest we go to the gym together, but I can't get her out of bed before noon on weekends to go. I'm starting to feel like I have to baby her. We're both 30 and talking about children, but she can barely take care of herself.
Is this a deal breaker for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would come to like a probably a blow up conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's one thing to be tired or have a job where you're just like, I'm stressed. And then like, but if you become a child,
If
I
it's
don't think I
grating on
can-
him
yeah.
this much, it's not going to get better. But so
yeah.
Will and I've referenced our relationship a lot this podcast, but many women would be able to back me up here in saying that men are babies.
Okay.
Okay,
I
are you a child when you have the flu? Like, are you just like, oh, I don't feel good.
No.
I don't think I don't.
I'm
this
just
is-
mad that I'm sick.
So
and
I'm
yeah.
kind of a,
But do
I
you,
try to like
if somebody was like, hey, did you like take Advil? And then you're like, no, I just.
Oh no, I'm an over-the-counter pharmacist. I know how to treat myself.
I'm
Good.
I'm
Thank you,
sort
Randy.
of, at least I like to think of it. I'm proactive. Like I try to mentally beat hangovers. Like
Okay.
I
Well, then
try to
y'all are-
fight things.
Okay. For some reason, and maybe you just haven't been in a relationship when you've had the flu.
Fair.
Women call it the man flu. Okay, it's like
Mhm.
when men are hungover or sick or whatever, they're particularly needy. They don't do anything by themselves to take care of themselves, and you have to like it's like having another child.
Mm. See, like that's I've lived alone since I was 25. I'm almost 30. Like I'm kind of in the. I'm
Well,
like the.
you're gonna get comfortable with the person you end up with,
That's
and then
true.
you're gonna cry to them about being hungover.
I've heard this too, and it's always confused me because I've never been like that. Like if I'm sick and my roommate's like, "Do you want me to go get you something?" Like, no, leave me alone. I can do it. I'm sick. I can do stuff for myself.
Well, so I think actually a lot of our
This is also
conflict-
just me and Randy be like, yeah, we're like fucking tough, man.
Will and I's conflict around this is that I like kick into like overprotective mother. So
Mm.
maybe it's a beast of my own making because like
I was gonna say maybe it's just like if I did live with somebody, maybe I just.
But it's a common joke.
it's a
that, like,
common joke, but
guys-
also it's both sides. It's like he's needy, but I also am playing into it, and but then I get upset because he doesn't want me to do anything for him when he's sick, and I'm like, let me go get you something. He's like, just leave me alone, and that's like the opposite. 'Cause when I'm sick, I want someone like catering to me.
I do like if I'm sick. I remember when I was in Lake Placid, like last winter with Rachel, my like ears wouldn't pop. I bitched about that all the time.
Yeah.
and I'm sure she got sick of that.
So
but like,
this is like in relationships, it's you do have to listen to someone bitch about stupid things. But to me, the deal breaker becomes, and it sounds like he's met his like threshold. Okay, it's like, yes, Will complains when he doesn't feel well or he's tired or whatever, and I'm the same way. But to the point where we're just like, either commiserate with them, that person, or you're just like, okay, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like you're kind of being annoying, and you have to be comfortable telling them that. We have
So-
been together for a long time, and I have never thought like, besides like, the complaints or the feeling puny or whatever have been short lived. Is what I'm trying to say.
Sure,
It's
sure,
not
sure.
like a constant like,
Yeah.
oh my god. It's I'm
Like,
just
get out
saying
of-
there.
like, get out of bed.
This is
kinda thing.
normal in relationships with people, whether it's your roommate or your significant other or your best friend, where they're complaining and you're just kind of like, okay, like I don't have anything to add to this, and like I don't want to listen to you bitch about your work. Like he has
Yeah.
to listen to me bitch about work all the time. But there's a point where that becomes too much, and it sounds like he's reached this point with his girlfriend, because at some point, like if it's not just like a intermittent, like random time every couple weeks when she's sick or doesn't feel well or is stressed with work, that's one thing. If it's constant, you're not going to like change her personality.
Yeah.
This is just who she is.
So, do you think there's one opportunity here for like a tough love conversation, telling her literally this, like, Look, you won't get out of bed, you won't drink water, like, your incessant complaining about these simple things,
Right.
is really grating on me. Like, I think you give her that opportunity first, besides being or instead of being like, "Okay, I just can't do this anymore." Like,
Right.
and then, depending on how that improves or does not, then you make a final kinda call on this, because it would be a deal breaker for me if it's just like,
Yeah.
you're just being this lazy, like, unproductive, like,
But also like a
ambition is
Debbie
something
Downer.
that's
It sounds
yeah,
like
Debbie
she
Downer,
complains
right.
about like
She complains
everything.
about things and, like, it's not nagging, right? But it's like, I just figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, be an adult. You're almost 30.
Yeah.
Like, get an Advil. Go for a walk. Like, you don't like something on your body, change it. Like, I don't you hate to just get on somebody for that, but
Right.
it's at some point, if somebody's not gonna help themselves, you're not gonna be able to help them.
Correct. I agree. I think you can have a conversation with her in a hopefully nice manner
Yeah,
without
it
getting
could get
you need to do it. We always say this. Do it when you're not frustrated, like when she's complaining about having hiccups, you need to like
yeah, don't let a conversation that
turn into an
turns
argument.
into this
Yeah.
because of something already
Right.
boiling. Yeah. But don't add this on. Be like, "And you know what? You can't get out of bed on Saturday."
Right. I think it would be important to approach her in a like calm situation where you're like, "Hey, here's some things I've noticed. Like,
Mhm,
I love you. I care about you. I want you to live a comfortable life. But
mhm.
I also feel like sometimes you don't like take care of yourself or are proactive in taking care of yourself. And it worries me about the future
Yeah,
and like
especially
your
if you have
ability to like
kids.
take care of other people
Yeah,
or me. Like,
right.
and this is how I feel. Like, is there any like, are you just telling me because you want me to commiserate with you, or do you really feel like you can't handle it by yourself, or is there anything I can be doing? And give her that opportunity to like kind of say where she's coming from. But then, like,
Mhm.
if this is something that keeps going to, I don't know. To me, this would be a total deal breaker. I'd be like, oh my
Yeah.
god, like,
Very attracted to, like, ambition and
yes,
productivity
yeah,
and, like, go getter kinda attitude.
yeah.
This would it would turn me off to the point where I would just be
Well,
very
and
just
what I was saying
unattracted.
earlier, it's like it's normal to complain about having a hangover or
Sure,
being
yeah.
ill. It's or being tired because you were kept up all night by your toddler. But like,
Yeah.
it's also totally different to be like helpless, like a little baby bird that you're just like, I can't do anything.
I
Like, I
can't
have the
live.
hiccups. Open this water for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that would grate me.
Yep.
But
Oh, I can just see your face just sitting there and being like, "You
I
motherfucker."
would be like, oh my God. Like, but that's, I mean,
Yeah.
so yeah, as long as the point I was trying to make earlier about like the man flu joking is like, that's okay in my opinion, because it's not all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it, and I can't tell if he is being like overly harsh on her or she's just a princess.
I mean, it does sound like this has been going on for a while.
The complaining about hiccups thing to me is just
Name the hiccups. And it's one thing to be like, I don't know, like cute
I have
about
the
it, you know?
hiccups.
Like there's every once in a while you're just like, "Oh, I'm so tired." Like, oh, that's fine. Of course, everybody does that. But if it's like 7 days a week where you're
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
I don't want to go to do anything. Like I'm on the couch, I'm watching
I
Top
have the
Level Chef
hiccups.
and have the
It's
hiccup.
next level chef. She wouldn't even watch it. You'd have to have ambition to love that show. Those people have ambition to get to the next level.
Let's level up.
Let's level up.
Have a conversation. If it doesn't get better, then we're gonna have to find somebody who's different.
I'm sorry
What?
that he's going through this.
Yeah.
If someone complained to me about having the hiccups for like
Days
more
on
than
end.
1 second, I would just punch them in the face.
And like I said, there's like cute, there's cute babying. Like, "Ugh, I'm so tired. Can we just cuddle? Can we,
Yeah.
of
Yes.
course.
Yes.
Hey, instead of going to the dinner, can we just lay on the couch and do absolutely nothing together? Like, yes, absolutely. But if it's like 3 months in a row,
Yeah.
you'd be like, okay, what are we doing? We're
You
we're
know what
we're,
my
we're
helpless trait
rotting.
is that I
Yeah.
think is really killing Will?
Oh no.
I can't open anything.
Oh, you're not a jar person.
No, this is I'm serious. I think that like my strength changed with pregnancies
Okay.
because I legitimately can't open like regular ass stuff anymore.
Really?
Like Will's like multiple times in the past couple months is like, you need to work out
Like
your
you need
hands.
jar strength.
I need to like get those hand strength. There it
Look
is.
at there
Randy's
he
got
is.
one.
Randy's got one. Throw it to Sally right now. See if she can
Don't
do
throw
it.
it to me, please.
Here,
It's
throw it
gonna
to
hit
me.
me in
I'll
the face.
pass it to Sally. Jesus, Randy.
Okay.
Okay. Live on air. Here we go. Okay. Perfect. Yep.
Is that what I'm supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can just hold it for a little bit too, and just
I'm just gonna hold it while we answer the next question.
Okay.
But he's like, you need to work out your hands. Cause I literally can't I can't even, we put these child locks on the doorknobs and I can't even open them.
Oh my God.
I think my grip strength has changed since I don't know. It's
Oh, boy.
pathetic. One time, this was actually me being hungover and pathetic, but we were driving back to Houston. We were both hungover.
Okay.
We were in separate cars because Will had come and visited me for a wedding, and then I was going back to Austin with him.
Okay.
We stopped at Ruska's.
Yeah.
And I got a Gatorade. I was 10 minutes ahead of him. I couldn't open the Gatorade.
A Gatorade, Sally.
I started crying. I was like, I can't open it.
Oh my God.
He had to pull over at Ruska's as well and come open the Gatorade for me. I'm not kidding. Like, I tried for 10 minutes.
Oh, that's bad.
It was pathetic. Will was like, wow. Wow. That's all he could say.
That
He
is
was just
bad.
like, I don't even know what to say to you right now. Like,
Did you know like small children have like vestigial strength from like climbing trees and stuff?
Yeah.
So if you hung like a newborn on a tree, they would naturally just like claw onto it.
yeah,
Isn't that so cool?
that's like a reflex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they like you lose it, I guess.
And the
but-
same way that newborns can like swim, basically.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that is so cool. Do you have the vestigial thing? That tree climbing ligament right there?
Yeah. It's hard to see because my
You just
strength is gone.
Squeeze your pinky and your thumb, and you have the little pop. Some people don't. You not have it, Randy? Yeah, Randy. Sometimes you have two, actually.
I got two.
I have it. It's right there.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I got two. I'm so
Yeah.
Honestly, I have to do a lot with my hands at work. I don't feel like I'm not that strong, but apparently I'm
don't
not.
you also you need like a pretty delicate touch, right? So maybe you
No,
don't need
because
to
when
like.
you have to mask someone, you have to claw their face and like hold
Oh.
your hand like this, like a claw to keep the mask on their
Can you-
face.
Can you help me with the claw on the guy's face? Hi, Brett and Sally. Long time, first time. My fiance and I are getting married next spring. Congratulations. And haven't decided where to go for our honeymoon. We probably won't go right after our wedding, but sometime within 6 months or so. So we're thinking like late spring, summer, or early fall. If you could go anywhere for a honeymoon, where would you go and what would you do? So summer-ish, I guess.
Well, we went to Italy.
Super dope.
It was super dope. I would absolutely 10 out of 10 would go to Italy again.
Italy.
But in the summer, if you can go like either in May or September, it's a better
Mhm.
time to go because in the summer it's just absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
Busy and like it as is all of Europe, and I would just avoid that like the plague because I hate being around people.
'Kay. Got
If
it.
I could do it now, and like my dream trips now with Will are probably I mean, I don't feel like this screams honeymoon, but I really want to do
okay.
this trip and I want to go to Japan really bad.
Yep.
Like I want to
Yep.
I want to do Tokyo for a couple days, but then I like want to go like
Yeah, I mean, if is a honeymoon, so like you get like the context I'm trying to think of. A honeymoon is meant to be like more romantic, right? Like you're trying to do I don't know, like the rose petal suite and stuff like
I
that.
think
Like
it just
it's-
depends on the person. Like
Sure.
most people are going to think of a honeymoon as being like some beach
just a trip.
destination where you're like chilling on some beautiful beach, like
Mhm.
drinking pina coladas. And that's great. Like love that. But some people like want to have an adventure.
I think
And,
I
like,
lean that.
If you're going to like take a really tight trip with
Mhm.
your partner and it's going to be like a big thing, I would pick somewhere that's like going to be really memorable and like something that a trip you wouldn't take otherwise. Cause like
Okay.
we live in the United States, like we're always going to be able to like go to Mexico.
Yeah.
And frick, I love Mexico. Like I would also go to Cabo. Like, are you
true.
kidding me? Or like,
You are the queen of Cabo.
yeah. Or to, Isla Mujeres or whatever it is. Like so many beautiful beaches in Mexico or Mexico City. So awesome.
Mhm.
Same with San Miguel. But we're always like going to be able to go do that because we
Okay.
live next to Mexico. If you could like, if you have the budget and the like, we're going to blow it out, not blow it out, but like if you're going to take like a trip of a lifetime, do it on your honeymoon.
That makes sense. I mean, if that's gonna be the most, whether it's expensive or expansive
Right.
or, um
Especially because they're not going right after the wedding. A lot of the reason that people do the beach thing is because they're going right after the wedding. And they're like, I need to come decompress.
yeah.
And I need to like take a break.
Mhm.
So I think, I mean, Japan's probably like my top. I really want to go there.
Okay.
I definitely want to take an African safari.
Very dope.
That's way up there too. We're going back to Italy in August.
Same.
You're going to
See
Italy in
there?
August?
Tuscany.
Oh, Tuscany.
Yeah, see?
When?
Labor Day weekend through, like, it's my buddy's 30th birthday, so pretty dope. They rented a villa with all their family, and
Uh-huh.
so the text was like, "Place is paid for. Get here and pay for wine." I said,
Wow.
"Done."
Should we
Done.
meet up in Italy?
Should we do meet up?
Mail in meet up.
This is the mail.
In
Should we-
Florence?
I'll bring the podcast here.
Hey, who wants to meet us in Florence for a mail-in meetup?
Firenze.
Firenze.
My dream, and this is sort of just my dream trip, is ski the Alps, like up, down, up, down, up, down in different resorts,
Uh-huh.
for like 2 weeks. And I would do that honeymoon. You know, ideally you marry somebody who also wants to do that.
I
but-
knew people who went skiing for their honeymoon, and I was like,
So okay,
deuces. I
So,
never want to go skiing on my honeymoon.
you want to ski for some of the time, and then some of the time is like beautiful winter, like suite and hotel and
Right.
hot
I'm there
tub
for the
and-
like
yeah.
the opera
Opera, yeah.
winter scenes, but I'm, as we know, not a big skier.
Sure. Yeah, I think
Skiing at this age is like a workout. You're not going to relax. Like you're going
we
for a
skied.
3-day like freaking workout.
so the group I just went with, like we're out the door at like 9 till 3. So I got 74 miles in.
That sounds so terrible.
61,500 feet of vertical and 74 miles on 4 days. I loved it. I fucking loved it. Oh, I love skiing. But that would be my honeymoon.
Go to the Dolomites
You could do the Dolomites
in
in
Italy.
Italy. But
Italia.
I think that like the Alps are way up there. I don't know. I do like a good beach, and I've come to appreciate beaches more as I've grown older. I used to be like, I don't like the ocean. Like I don't like being hot. I don't mean the sun don't do well together.
Yeah.
So any honeymoon of mine would have to be like sunscreened up if I'm in a tropical location.
Honestly,
I think Hawaii would be
prefer
really
to
dope.
not be on sand anymore. That's the adulthood in me, and I'm like gonna have to start going to sandy beaches for my children
Yeah.
probably.
My favorite thing about a beach is like the bar on stilts or the bar on the beach that you can just like hang out at and chill. Like the
I mean,
ones
that's the best part about Cabo. Is you
Yeah.
like
you're
are
like
sitting
on
by
a
a
beach.
pool and you're looking at the beach.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to the beach.
Yeah, I think mine would be some sort of wintry mountain destination, whether it's Canada or the Alps.
Did you ever do the
Um,
Andes? Patagonia?
I would want to do Patagonia and the Andes and ski Chile, but probably not for a honeymoon, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. Anywhere I go on a honeymoon, I want to be able to like, I don't know, like I want to be able to chill, be romantic, and also like get a pizza if I want to, or we want to, I guess.
Chicken tenders by the pool.
$26.
Yeah, let's plan our Firenze meetup. Anybody's welcome to come.
If you can get there, we'll be there.
If you can get there, we'll pay for your limoncello.
But if we're doing late spring, summer, early fall, is there like, you can see honeymoon, I feel like is either a big beach, big like cruise, something big, something expansive. Like
Mhm.
you're doing 2 weeks, and that's like, you're not going to Leaf Peep for 2 weeks in North, like upstate New York, It would be beautiful, and I would, but that's not
Yeah.
like a consensus honeymoon spot, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Randy, where'd you go?
Somewhere with the beach.
Yeah, you're a beach
Hawaii.
guy.
Hawaii seems
I like
fun.
Hawaii. I
Hawaii
like
is a
Hawaii.
great I mean,
'Cause you can
you're
get-
in the U.S.
You can get
It's
pretty
easy.
varied with what you do. If you want to have a
Lots of adventure. If you want
honeymoon,
it,
you
or you can
can.
lay there.
Or you can lay there. You can eat really well, or you can eat Domino's. Love Domino's. Not saying it's not eating well, but you know what I mean.
You know, this might be just the Midwestern in me, son of a CBS parents. I want to go
You
to
go
a
to an indoor
Sandals.
water park.
I want to go to a Sandals. I want to, maybe not for honeymoon, but I want to go to a Sandals resort.
I need to.
You
I've
want to go to
never
a Sandals,
done-
Jamaica?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never done something all inclusive in my life. I want to pay something up front and then not think about paying for that again.
Yeah.
I've never done it.
Just little huts that are just out on the water. It's great. It looks awesome.
Bora Bora. That would be cool. I
Tahiti.
mean, I know that like Southeast Asia is a very popular, like trendy. But let's go to Bali and do a yoga retreat.
Oh, I think I'd rather go to like Tahiti or Bora Bora than Bali, to be honest. I would probably rather go to the Maldives, actually. But like, it's so far away. It's the problem.
New Zealand would be on my list, by the way.
The problem
let me
is
throw
like
New
if you're
Zealand
doing
down
a
there.
beach, like we literally live within like a 4.5 hour flight if you're like in like in Texas or on the East Coast from like beautiful islands. Like the Caribbean's beautiful.
Caribbean is beautiful.
So like if you're gonna honeymoon and you want like do that.
Do the Caribbean.
Go to St. Lucia. But like I've had friends who like go to Tahiti and stuff. I'm like, you could just do that in the Caribbean, right? Like,
yeah. How different is the water and beach like, in
I think
Tahiti
that's why for me I would rather like go to a really cool cultural experience. And I'm not saying that you can't experience culture at a beach. That's not what I'm saying. Because I think especially like if you're like on a Caribbean island, like you really can like immerse yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But if your whole point is like I'm going to a resort and not leaving the overwater hut,
Mm-hmm.
those are going to look very similar whether you're in the Caribbean or you're in the Indian Ocean or you're in Tahiti or wherever. Like
sure. Yeah.
the food may be a little bit different, but like a beautiful ocean and a beach is a beach. Like they all look very I'm probably gonna get shit on for saying this,
No,
but like they all
I
look very
kind of
similar. They're
agree
all
with you
beautiful.
here.
They're
Yeah.
all a great destination. But like if you're gonna like do that, go somewhere that's close or go to Hawaii where it's literally you have the convenience of still being in the United States. Your cell plan's the same. They speak English.
Yeah.
Like,
Prettiest beach I've been to was on Rosemary Beach in like Florida. Beautiful beach, beautiful blue water, white sand. I was like, oh my God.
go to Galveston.
Galvy. Shouts.
Kidding.
That dirty water. Anyway.
Go to
Do you like, what about going to like a city, like the word like New York?
That's not my
or
vibe. I will go to a city like I love London. We did London for part of our quote
London
honeymoon.
town, yeah.
And I love being in the city for a couple days,
Okay.
a city you haven't seen. But then I like to get away.
Gotcha.
Our travel agent Katie at Lux and Nick's
Shouts.
said it's something your age. So if you have a week,
Mm-hmm.
you want to do 2 days relaxation, 3 days of activities, 2 days relaxation. You sandwich it. You start off relaxing, then you do like the tours, you do the whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go back to relaxing. We did tours and stuff at the beginning. Like we were in London and then we were in Florence and then we went and like kind of got off the grid.
Gotcha.
I like to do it like that because I like to get that stuff out of not get it out of the way, but like do that stuff first.
Yeah, I got you. I think honeymoon I'd be more apt to be like somewhere off grid. Not like
So you're not like choosing to go to Cleveland?
Cleveland's probably not on my top 1,000 destinations.
I mean, you did say that you wanted to do a bachelor party in Milwaukee.
No,
Not
no,
Milwaukee, sorry,
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis, yeah.
No, I think
Did you get paid by the Minneapolis Tourism Board?
Today's episode is sponsored by Boat
Please.
Minneapolis. Lake Minnetonka this time of year is beautiful. No, it's not. It's filled with ice. You could ice fish though.
You could go honeymoon there.
Imagine a bachelor
freeze your
party
little
of just
G
like
off.
12 guys in a shack on the ice, just absolutely loading up on beers, and like there's a TV playing the NFC Championship. Oh man, Randy would love that.
No, I won't.
Randy would be like, "What the fuck is the point of this?
That exactly. I'd be shivering my ass
We're
off,
having
dude.
fun, Randy. This is fun."
I think we got to wrap up the episode.
Okay, fine.
I'm sorry to cut us off at 70 minutes, but
Please subscribe, rate 5 stars, review, and tell a friend about the show. Hit the hotline number 888-362-MAIL. That is 888-362-6245. Or you can write in at the link in the Twitter bio at Mail-In Podcast. Sally, where can the folks find you?
Sally deFries on Instagram and Twitter.
That's if you want to DM Sally about any of her takes or travel advice or travel destinations, please do it there.
Give me hand strengthening workouts.
Exactly. I'm Brett Merriman at Schmerriman on Twitter and Instagram. That's Randy Trimbacki on the ones and twos. Thank you, Randy, for helping out today. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.